Enough to have you wondering. There'll be a throw-in between wing and half-forward for the Dockers. Under 40 seconds left.
Dockers have dropped Roger Hayden back in front of Favola. They don't want Carlton to get another goal in the last few seconds.
Possession to the Blues. Murphy to Judd to Betts. It might have scraped the ground late in the piece, but the umpire was satisfied. Judd, who kicked a long goal earlier, too far out here, but he's this time given it to the Fev, who was wanting it when Judd kicked the previous goal.
Yes, and Fev needed a touch. Off in the first minute of play. Bit of a mystery injury, came back on, been out of sorts a little bit. He needed to get a touch and the captain has rewarded him.
Well, it's another siren time shot for the Fev. He's about to hear it. And after the events of late last Saturday afternoon, he'll be wanting to exorcise a demon or two to put the Blues in front. The line's all right. Did it carry?
Touched.
It's a minor score, and the margin at the first change is 2 points Fremantle's way. It was a close thing, as so much of what happens these days is. Richard Hadley tried to talk the goal umpire into it, didn't get his nod. Fremantle by 2 points at the first change at Carrara.
Ibbotson can run with Judd, but he can also create himself, and I think that's a good matchup.
Second quarter underway. Dockers by a couple of points. Scotland first clear possession to Cruiser, now to Stevens. Wide, Wiggins, wasn't a great kick from Stevens, allows Grover in. Under pressure, he tries to get it back to Solomon, and he couldn't prevent the ball from going over. Let's get down to Bill McDonald.
Tried to do a bit of detective work there at quarter time. Watch Fev in the huddle. Nothing to really talk of. I spoke to Shane O'Sullivan on the Carlton bench. He said it's a thigh injury, some sort of thigh complaint. I said, was there any needle involved down in the dressing rooms? He said, no, definitely not.
Okay, so thanks, Bill. Boundary throw in. Throws my theory out the door. Chance for Judd. Oh, gee, had it a long time, and then a dubious looking handball. Got away with it. Pavlich, though, takes it off to Duffield. Wide. Coming up. Good mark taken by Johnson. Now they'll want to get on with it quickly, as they did in the first quarter. Kick into the path of Hill. Look out. Confronting him is Waite. Oh, he just got the kick away, only as far as Pavlich, though, who scrambles it inside, attacking 50. Over the head of Murphy. Here's the chance for McFarlane. Needs to be clean. He is. Kick from 30, and he has just missed. Wide open goal face, and unfortunately for the Dockers, he was offline.
The thing I like, though, about the attack, Johnson took the mark pretty much between wing and half back, immediately put it in the central corridor. Pavlich able to get the crumb and put it to a dangerous spot between half forward and full forward.
Dockers doing just about everything right, but finish their work. 3 goals, 5, and they really could have 6 or 7. It started in the opening minute when McFarlane ran into an open goal, but took about 4 steps too many and was mown down. This is young Aaron Joseph, who comes from Strawn on the west coast of Tassie, and has played some of his footy on the famous Gravel Oval in Queenstown. Bit different from the gravel up here at the Gold Coast. Waite kicking to a contest. Hazelby arriving. Russell did okay for the Blues, but so did Murphy for the Dockers. Sets up Hill, who runs it just wide. Jamison can't take it through. The defender's dilemma. Thornton puts Wiggins under the pump. Good tackle, Johnson. Open goal, Peak. Dockers stretch the lead.
Some great forward pressure. Let's watch this again. Great tackle from Hill, Johnson. You love to see the forward pressure, Rob. Great finish from Brett Peak. And the goal kick by Peak, but Rob, the forward pressure that Fremantle are applying to the Carlton defence, fantastic there. Initially Hill, then Johnson involved in the spill to Peak, and gee, they're looking up and at them tonight, the Dockers.
Would have liked to have seen Wiggins been stronger. Just tackle wrapped him up, spilled out to a dangerous spot. Goal. Now Sandilands has won 7 of the last 8 hit-outs.
Make it 8 of the last 9 as he wins it down towards Hazelby. Stevens did well at ground level, shovels it out towards Joseph. Oh, gee, just panicked a little bit there. Now Peake numbers around the footy with the Dockers. Peake sweeps the handball. Ibbotson. Now he's got a loose player at half forward. Guess who? Matthew Pavlich. And Judd stands the mark. And Hayden is loose. Just gave Stevens too much of a look at it, did Matthew Pavlich on that occasion. Hayden somehow finds it at ground level. Handball back to Ibbotson. Ibbotson wasn't a great handball to Murphy, and a turnover. Although pressure from Sandilands, it's not out of the danger zone yet. Scotland pushed out of it. Ibbotson fighting hard for the Dockers at ground level. The umpire calling play on. Does it eventually come out? No, you'll have to call for it now, surely. A bounce 45 metres from Fremantle's goal.
Some of those Carlton handballs are ill-directed. A lot of it's because of the pressure, and some of it's because the skill level's not good enough.
Fremantle playing as though they sense Carlton could be broken open here, and Hill has a go from a fair way out and puts it through, and the Dockers are 15 points up.
And you can thank Aaron Sandilands for that goal. Yeah, and the big fella, that is a good hit, because it's about a 2 or 3 metre hit to a player who's on the move. The domination of Aaron Sandilands created the goal. Look at the big fella here, and he palms that 3 metres to the advantage of Hill on Hill's advantage left foot side, and that is a very well constructed goal.
Judd wrestles the ball clear to Russell, to Gibbs, just under pressure, kicks in hope towards Waite. Waite did brilliantly to find the ball at ground level, off to Cruiser, little kick around the body, Dodd away from Betts. Yaron scouting on the loose footy, back to Vivola, little fumble, and Suba now can clear for the Dockers from the back pocket towards Hazelby, and he couldn't hold on to it, so a boundary throw in at half forward for the Blues.
And the Blues have put Jared Waite into the forward line, desperate to try to get a mark inside that forward 50.
Sandlands dominating in the centre. Ooh, just dropped that one. Chance for Cruiser. Good second effort. Scrambles it forward. Waite and Solomon. Good pressure from Solomon. Worried him out of it, and then earns the free kick. So Dean Solomon to take the free kick between the back pocket and half back for the Dockers.
Reckless tackle from Eddie Betts. Dean Solomon copping a bit of a roughing up from one of Carlton's smallest. Pavlich dropping a sitter. Austin contesting with him, and Betts arriving.
Don't see that very often.
Here's Pavlich dropping a plum pudding. Didn't know whether to take it out in front or take it on the chest, and in the end it was a bit of a hybrid attempt. Sandilands perhaps held in the ruck contest, no free. Judd tackling strongly. Ball up, but Sandilands dominating the airwaves, and Brett Ratton really has some worries in the early part of this game. Look at the numbers there. Sandilands, well, 15 to 10, I suppose, when you add them all up. When you put the individuals in isolation, the domination looks astonishing. Ibbotson kicks forward, there's a push in the back.
Yeah, a little bit of a tunnelling attempt there by Armfield.
And it's De Boer for Fremantle, and he seizes the moment and he delivers to Murphy, who's within range. The Dockers are playing with confidence, and they're cutting Carlton up. That's it. He didn't really go through with the tunnel by the look of that, Dennis Armfield, but he did enough to give away the free. Now Ryan Murphy will kick from maybe a step inside 50 to really give Fremantle a useful lead, and that is a useful looking kick. It's right through the middle. It's the Dockers by 21.